Ever wondered why people rave about Yeti coolers? Like they're some sort of treasure chest for adventurers? Well, they kind of are. Imagine you're out on a blazing hot fishing trip. The sun's beating down, but your drinks stay ice cold. And your cooler? It's tough as a tank. In this video, we'll dive into what makes Yeti coolers the choice for those who demand the best. From the idea born on a fishing trip to the cutting-edge manufacturing process, we'll explore what makes these coolers nearly indestructible and how they keep things cool for days. So let's crack the lid open and see how Yeti coolers are really made. Before we get into the tough-as-nails construction, let's go back to where it all started. The Yeti cooler was born out of frustration. Two brothers, Roy and Ryan Cedars, loved fishing, but couldn't find a cooler that didn't crack, break, or worse, let their ice melt halfway through the trip. Most coolers couldn't even survive as makeshift seats while fishing. So what did they do? They set out to create a cooler that was tougher than the trip itself. One that could keep ice frozen for days, no matter the conditions, and could double as a platform to stand on. Thus, Yeti coolers were born, revolutionizing the cooler industry and setting a new bar for outdoor gear. With the concept in mind, the Cedars brothers got to work on designing a cooler that would meet all their needs and more. They didn't just want something practical, they wanted something exceptional. Let's look at what went into the design process. Creating a Yeti cooler was no walk in the park. It took time, experimentation, and a lot of trial and error to get it right. Two things stand out when it comes to their final design: the use of rotomolded polyethylene plastic and polyurethane foam. But wait, what do those even mean? First, let's talk about the rotomolded polyethylene plastic, the outer shell of the cooler. It's seamless, tough as nails, and nearly impossible to break. They pour polyethylene resin into a mold, heat it up, and rotate it to create a super strong uniform shell. Think of it as the same stuff they use to make kayaks. It's built to take a beating from the harshest conditions. Then there's polyurethane foam, injected into the double walls of the cooler. This is what keeps your ice from turning into a puddle in the sun. It's thick, effective, and honestly kind of a hero in this whole story. Together, these materials create a cooler that could survive just about anything and keep your drinks cold for days. Enough of the advertisement. Now let's take a step-by-step tour through the Yeti factory and see how these coolers are built piece by piece. The first thing you notice when you walk into the Yeti factory is the massive rotomolding machines. These are the heart of the operation. The process begins with polyethylene resin. This resin is made from ethylene, a byproduct of natural gas or crude oil. The ethylene undergoes a polymerization process, where heat and pressure are applied to link ethylene molecules together, forming long polyethylene chains. To make it usable in manufacturing, the resin is heated into a liquid state and then loaded into a mold that's shaped like a cooler. This mold is then placed inside a large oven and rotated on two axes, distributing the resin evenly along the interior walls. As the resin heats up, it begins to melt and stick to the sides of the mold, forming a seamless, durable shell. The dual-axis rotation is key. It ensures the plastic coats the entire mold evenly, so there are no weak spots. Once the rotation is done, the mold is cooled and the shell is ready for the next step. This seamless construction is what gives Yeti coolers their legendary durability. Unlike traditional coolers, which are often made with multiple parts, Yeti coolers come out of the mold as a single, solid piece of plastic. This makes them far more resistant to cracks, dents, and other types of damage. It's the same principle that makes kayaks and whitewater rafting equipment so tough. Once the outer shell has been molded, the cooler moves to the insulation station. Here, a technician injects polyurethane foam between the double walls of the cooler shell. This foam expands to fill the space, creating a thick layer of insulation that's crucial to the cooler's performance. After insulation, the cooler heads to the assembly line, where the finishing touches are added. First, there are T-Rex latches. These rugged rubber latches are installed on the lid to ensure it stays tightly shut. Unlike traditional cooler latches, which are prone to breaking after repeated use, Yeti's T-Rex latches are designed to last for years, no matter how often you open and close the cooler. Next, the cooler gets its barefoot, non-slip feet. These grippy little guys are installed in the bottom of the cooler to prevent it from sliding around, whether it's in the back of a truck or on your boat. This is a subtle but important feature for anyone who's ever tried to chase a sliding cooler on a moving vehicle. The lid is another key component of the Yeti cooler's superior insulation. The interlocking design creates an airtight seal when closed, preventing cold air from escaping and keeping your ice frozen for days. The lid is fitted onto the cooler and carefully aligned to ensure the perfect seal. The handles are also added during the stage. Yeti coolers come with heavy-duty handles made of durable rope or plastic, depending on the model. These handles are built for carrying heavy loads and are designed to withstand years of wear and tear. Before any cooler leaves the factory, it has to pass a series of quality control tests. Yeti coolers are known for their toughness, and the company makes sure that each unit lives up to that reputation. The coolers are put through drop tests. They're dropped from various heights to simulate real-world conditions. They're also tested in extreme temperature environments, where they're exposed to both blazing heat and freezing cold to see how well the insulation holds up. In addition to these tests, the latches, handles, and feet are all tested for durability and strength. Yeti coolers are even tested in real-life outdoor scenarios, from rough off-road adventures to icy Arctic expeditions. Only after passing all these tests are the coolers ready to be shipped out to customers. These features, combined with the tough materials and smart design, make Yeti coolers the gold standard for outdoor adventures. And that's how Yeti coolers are made. Next time you're heading out on an adventure, ask yourself, do you want a regular cooler or do you want a Yeti? Let us know what you think. Can anything outcool a Yeti? Have you tried one? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes content. Thanks for watching.